Today we're going to do a review of TRS Coral. We spent 3 nights here in October of 2025. We were not given a free or a reduced stay in exchange for this review, so everything that we are saying is 100% our thoughts. What was the best meal you had here?
I'm gonna go with the French. I enjoyed the 5 courses. I think it was 5. Very good service, tasty food. It was hard to pick because all the food was pretty good. Honorable mention, I really liked the Philly cheesesteak sandwich at the Helios for lunch. What was your favorite, best meal?
So I'm gonna go with the bruschetta at the Italian restaurant. That's an appetizer. That may seem like a little strange, but I actually love bruschetta. Like, that's one of my favorite things. I also really liked the fish tacos at Helios. Now, that was not on the menu, but I just asked the server, hey, like, do you have fish tacos? Because I'd love some. And he was like, oh, let me ask the chef. And the chef made them. So I guess a lesson here is if you don't see something that you want, just ask, because if you don't ask, the answer is going to be no. Speaking of fish tacos, I did see fried fish chipotle tacos on the sports bar menu. I was never able to have them because we were just so busy, but I did see them at a table and they looked really good. So if you come here, maybe you can try them and let me know how the fish tacos are. What was your favorite pool?
I'm gonna go with the Fizz pool. It was surprisingly quiet, even though it's on the family side, and they had drink service, excellent, and very good pizza. And we're known for pizza where we're from. What's your favorite pool?
So at TRS Coral, there's only one pool. So it's sort of an easy answer for me because there's only one pool here, but like Kev said, you do have access to all of the other pools on the family side. So staying at TRS Coral gives you access to the whole other side of the resort. The only exception to that is you cannot go in the travel club pool, which is kind of like their timeshare. So if you're not in that program, you can't go to that pool, but you can use every other pool, including the upgraded family selection pool. What did you think about the beach?
We really didn't hang out at the beach, but very minimal seaweed and calm waters. What do you think about the beach?
So I thought it was beautiful. The Costa Mujeres, Playa Mujeres area is usually gorgeous. It usually does have minimal seaweed, just the way it's positioned behind Isla Mujeres. Nice soft white sand, plenty of seating. I thought it was really nice, but like Kev said, we didn't really have an opportunity to go out there too much. What did you think about the room? We had the Junior Suite Garden View, which is the entry-level room here.
I liked it. It was very nice, spacious, large patio also. There's like 3 chairs out there you could sit on. You could add more chairs if you wanted. The only downfall is in the room, the open concept bathroom. If you want to go to the bathroom at night, use the toilet, the light stays on, and it goes on and stays on for a little bit. What did you think about the room?
So same as Kev, I thought it was a great size. The terrace is huge. I actually commented. I was like, oh, I wonder if in the original plans they meant to add like jacuzzis or something outside, because it is a massive terrace. The room was cleaned very well. The air conditioning worked well. I feel the same way about Kev about the bathroom. It's an open concept, which I don't fault the resort for that because I knew the bathroom layout before I booked this, but it is a bit of a hindrance if you get up in the middle of the night or even 6 a.m. If you get up at 5 or 6 a.m. to go to the bathroom, it's going to light up the whole room. So just make sure that you bring an eye mask if you're a sensitive sleeper. What would you change about the resort?
I would say the dinner reservations are kind of a pain, even though Brittany always does that for us. But in the timings of things, when they open and close and whatnot, especially the coffee shop doesn't open till 8, you got to open that up earlier. I think that was all I had about change. I'm sure you have some stuff. What would you change about the resort?
I do. So I am going to just elaborate on the timing like Kev says. So the hours of things. They either opened too late or they closed too early. So the coffee shop doesn't open until 8 a.m. The gelato closes at 4 p.m. The sports bar is 24 hours, which is nice, but I would much rather see the coffee shop be open 24 hours. You can also add gelato into the coffee shop, so that way you have a way to get a sweet treat anytime. I feel like maybe the reason the gelato closes early is the location. So on the family side, there's an actual gelato, like an ice cream shop, but it's kind of hidden. It's not in the village section where everything else is. So I think had they placed it in the village section where it's much more populated, they could have had the hours open longer. They do also have a little gelato area on our side that also closes at 4 o'clock. I don't really get it because, like, don't you want a sweet treat after dinner? Like, why can we only have a sweet treat at lunch? Same with I call it the wall of chocolates. There's a whole beautiful wall of chocolates off the lobby bar. That closes at 6. Why? Like, we were sitting there last night around 10 p.m. We were having just like a nightcap, and it was like, I would have loved a truffle. I would have loved that. So, I don't know. I just feel like they didn't do great timing. Okay, and then also the room service. So the room service is 24 hours a day, but the breakfast doesn't start till 7 a.m. So I actually ordered breakfast this morning at 7 a.m. It didn't arrive until 8:22. And the earliest that it said I could get it was 8 a.m. Now, if you are leaving, if you have an early flight, if you have an early excursion, that doesn't really work well for you. Like, I think breakfast should start at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. at the latest, because if it's gonna take an hour or an hour and a half to get your food, that's just not really great in my opinion. So I just feel like the hours need to be changed. Let's see. Okay, this is going to be more about the family side, but I would like to see a cart path. So there's a lot of golf carts to take you around here, there, and everywhere. But they're on the same path that you're walking on. And it was kind of like a bit like Frogger because there are so many carts coming and going and they go pretty fast. And I would love if they would just add like a cart walkway and a pedestrian walkway, and then you don't have to worry about getting run over. I would love to see some of the things that TRS took away. I would like them to bring that back. So years ago, the chic cabaret and hydrotherapy used to be included for TRS Coral guests. Now those are not included. Those are an extra charge, or for the hydrotherapy, you need to have a treatment booked. I would love to see that brought back, even if they did it where you had to stay 6 or 7 nights to have those be included. I just hate to see when things are taken away. So I would love if that could be revisited in some way. And then lastly, I would like them to fix the app. The app is really great and it's handy. However, the times and also the menus are not 100% accurate in there. And I think if you're going to have an app, it needs to be accurate. If it's inaccurate, what's the point of it? What was your favorite thing about the resort overall?
I'm going to say the boats taking you around was a nice added touch. We never had that really anywhere, I don't think. It was a very cool option. That's what I'm going to go with. What was your favorite thing overall?
So I picked a couple, the friendliest staff. Like, everyone was so nice. I think there was just one person that was kind of like, but everyone else was lovely. I loved the overall look. It's very modern and it still feels fresh and new. So we were here in 2018, right after it opened. And I think it looks exactly the same. Like, it is so well maintained. The only thing, and Kevin has mentioned this to me like at least 3 times while we were here, that the foliage is so grown in. That's the only difference, which is a good difference. But it looks exactly like it did when I got here. There's just really no wear and tear. Like Kev said, I loved the boat transfer. So they have a water taxi with, I think, like 7 or 8 stops. So if you don't want to take a golf cart, you can go on the water taxi. So I think that was a really cool option. And then lastly, I loved the 4 p.m. cooking classes by the pool. I like activities that are interactive. So that was a really fun one for me. What was your favorite bar?
My favorite bar was the swim-up bar at our TRS Coral adults side. I think it's called the EO bar. What was your favorite bar?
So on the adult side, I liked the Gravity Bar, which is the rooftop bar, because it's just gorgeous. You can take some great dinner pictures up there. I liked that a lot. And then on the family side, I loved the Aqua Bar. It's a sunken in bar on the river, and I just thought it was cool. It just looks cool. It had a nice vibe to it. I liked that one a lot. What would you rate the resort from a 1 to a 10, 10 being the best?
I'm gonna go with a 7.9. What would you rate it?
I'm gonna go 8.1. Would you come back?
I would not. Would you come back?
No, because we've been here twice. So the first time we were just here for a day, we didn't stay. We just came to see the rooms, have some food, to check things out. And then now obviously we're here for a stay. And I don't think that the resort could change anything that I would need to come back and see it. However, I did like this resort more than I expected. So my no is not a bad no. It's just like there's 100 resorts that I need to go and see. Do you have any extras to add?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chef Soto. We met him at the food making class. He also made us the full course dinner at the French. He was so friendly, and then all his staff came out with us too. That's an extra. And then also I like the village at the family side. It was nice to walk around and so many things to see. It felt, Brittany, like she said, it felt so modern that's why I liked it.
Yeah. Is that all your extras?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So for me, I would say that this resort is great for night owls. There are so many resorts nowadays that basically shut down at 11 or midnight, and that is not the case here. There are multiple bars that are open until 2 a.m. The pool bar is open until 8 p.m. So there's one on the family side open till 8 p.m. and the pool at TRS is open till 8 p.m., the pool bar. There is a sports bar that is 24/7. Now, I will give a little disclaimer that we went one morning just to take pictures at 8 a.m. And while the door was open and TVs were on, it was not open. Chairs were up. We did see a cleaning staff in there, but they kind of scurried when we were there. Now, we went the day after this and we were like, hey, you weren't open 24/7. And they were like, yes, we are. So it could have just been a fluke. It might have just been like they didn't have staff for that particular hour that we were over there or whatever. But it is really nice for people that like to stay out late. I know I like to go to bed, so I typically would never see a bar shut down, but I do know that I have so many clients that like to stay out late, so I think this is a really great option for staying out late. I do think that you need to be okay with seeing kids if you want to go and have the whole resort experience. Now, this is a standalone resort, so you could come here and never go onto the family side. They do have restaurants over here, they have bars and pools. However, there are a few shared spaces. So the gym and the spa would technically be on the family side. Now, I timed the walk there yesterday and it was 4 minutes from my room to the gym and the spa. So it's not like you're gonna be like, wading through kids and there's going to be like a sea of kids to get there. Not really the case. The coffee shop is in the village, which is on the family side. So, and how many restaurants are there over here? 3? I think there's 3 restaurants over here. There's many more over on the family side. So like I said, you can be fully here if you want to be. But if you want to experience everything, you will have to be okay with seeing some kids. Now, as far as the coffee goes, if you don't want to go over there at all, they do have coffee over on this side. We have coffee at the lobby bar that starts at 7 a.m. We also have a little Nespresso cafe. The hours for that are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then of course, if you go to the buffet or a breakfast restaurant, you can get coffee. So it's not a deal breaker, it wasn't bad for us at all, but I know that some people have like a big aversion to seeing children. So just know that if you want to take advantage of everything, you may have to see some kids. But overall, I liked it. I think it was a nice resort. We really enjoyed our time here. So if you have questions, you can go ahead and leave them down below. And if you would like to book with a travel agent, I would love to help you. You can reach out to me on my website at memoriesandmojitos.com. You'll submit a quote request and we'll see if this is the right resort for you, and we'll find out what the best room category would be. If you didn't see our vlog from here, we filmed a sun up to sundown of our 3-night stay, so you may want to just go watch that and just kind of get a good feel for the resort to see if it's the right one for you. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in another video series soon. Bye.